In life, there is not enough time to spend on regret. Once you have eaten, it's already eaten, no need to mention it again. Once you have loved, you have already loved, no need to agonize. Once you have parted, separation has already happened, no need to cling to what's gone. A person's life is simply a journey. Wealth and glory are like dewdrops on a flower. We arrive in this world empty-handed, and when we leave, we take nothing with us. Gain and loss mean little. Just follow the natural flow and you will find peace. To one person, you may mean nothing, but to another, you may be a priceless treasure. Remember where your value lies and act accordingly. Don't invite too many people into your life. Meet someone who loves you, you will learn gratitude. Meet someone you love, you will naturally learn to share. Meet someone who doesn't understand you. Over time, you will learn tolerance. Meet someone you don't understand. If you have heart, you will learn the art of empathy. Once, the Buddha went on pilgrimage with a disciple. After only a few days, they passed by a lake, and the Buddha said to his disciple, "I am thirsty. Go fetch me some water from the lake." The disciple went down to the lake and saw people washing clothes, and an ox cart crossing through, stirring the water until it became muddy. He returned and said, "Master, the water is very dirty. I don't think we can drink it." Half an hour later, the Buddha sent him back to the lake for water. The disciple obeyed. This time he saw the lake water was clear, the mud had settled, and the water on top was drinkable. He filled a container and brought it back. The Buddha looked at the water, then lifted his head and said, "Look, why is the water clear? Left alone, the mud settles by itself, and you have clean water. Your mind is the same. When it is disturbed, just let it be. Give it time, and the mud will settle by itself. You do not need to make any effort at all. It will settle naturally." The Buddha said, "Inner peace is a process that requires no effort. When you attain inner tranquility, it radiates outward and spreads around you. In life, things will not always go your way. You will inevitably encounter difficult people. If you cannot take things lightly and let them go, you will live in exhaustion and annoyance. Between people, differences in knowledge, perspectives, and cultivation lead to different ways of interpreting and handling things. So conflict and friction are normal. At such times, forgiveness becomes elegance, a form of self-cultivation, like an umbrella shielding you forward through storms. Sometimes forgiveness requires sacrifice, generosity, or accepting a little loss. It is not weakness, it simply widens the path you walk. Life is like the sky. It cannot always be clear for your pleasure. Sometimes it will be gloomy and burden you. Life cannot continuously give you luck and happiness. Sometimes it forces you to taste bitterness and sweetness alike. So open your heart, learn the habit of forgiveness, and step past people and situations that trouble your spirit. In the latter half of life, learn calmness. When misunderstood, do not argue. Many things in life have no clear right or wrong. Sometimes there is no absolute truth at all. In the latter half of life, learn to bow your head. If you disagree with your children or quarrel with friends, so what? Do some chores like mopping the floor. While working, you'll realize your thoughts and emotions slowly settle down. In the latter half of life, stop feeling regret. Life is a long road of countless crossroads, and we must choose again and again. No opportunity repeats. Once you have chosen, don't regret it. Sometimes fate or karma pushes us toward the path we end up taking. In the latter half of life, preserve simplicity. Overthinking only complicates life. Living simply is actually a blessing bestowed upon us. Learn to savor the fragrance of food, enjoy movement, and chat cheerfully with friends. In the latter half of life, become serene. At a certain age, one naturally stops liking noise and crowds. A peaceful mind keeps the body healthy and prolongs life. Whether materially abundant or poor, as long as your heart is peaceful, you are living a good life. In the latter half of life, sometimes be a little foolish. Be indifferent when indifference is needed. Let go of things that cannot be clarified. Let people who should pass by, pass by. If you only remember and never forget, only calculate but never let go, only act clever and never act simple, your life will always be heavy with sorrow. In the latter half of life, occasionally loosen yourself. Eat fruits, vegetables, and wholesome foods every day. Don't indulge cravings, for a heavy body in old age makes movement difficult, but don't force yourself too much either. Balanced eating and savoring life's flavors will refine both body and soul. In the latter half of life, bless others often. However you treat others, they will treat you the same. So bless your friends, children, grandchildren, of those who hurt you. Don't hesitate to offer blessings. When you bring joy to others, you will feel your own heart rise with joy. Live a complete human life. Joy or sorrow, success or failure, they all pass. Spring's rustling leaves wait for autumn to fall. Live to love and live peacefully. Living with one another, someone once asked the earth, "How do you live together?" We embrace, accept, enrich, and build each other. Someone asked the forest, "How do trees live with their companions?" We grow tall and full, shielding one another through hardship. Someone asked the clouds, "How do you drift together across the sky?" We keep no boundaries and merge into each other from the beginning. Someone asked the grass, "How do you coexist as friends?" We interweave, rely on one another, and share sun and dew. Someone asked the river, "How do you flow through the years?" We blend and drift together, even when storms rush and waves rise. Then the person asked, "How do humans live with each other?" No one answered. Sculptures smiled silently. Humans still trample on one another. People remain heavy with personal desires. Believing life love, morality has tilted. We return to love others, shedding tears, bowing to all of nature that holds the key to our joy. The famous journalist, Sidney Harris, and a friend stopped to buy magazines at a newsstand. After purchasing, Harris thanked the shop owner, but the man remained cold and silent. As they walked away, Harris asked his friend, "Isn't that man's attitude strange?" The friend replied, "Then why did you treat him kindly?" Harris asked, "Why shouldn't I?" His friend answered, "In each person's heart there is a key to their own joy. But many do not hold it themselves, they give it to someone else." A woman constantly complained, "I am miserable because my husband is always away." She handed the key to her husband. A mother said, "My son doesn't listen, he makes me angry." She gave her key to her son. A middle-aged man sighed, "My boss didn't promote me, my spirit is crushed." He placed his key in his boss's hand. An old woman lamented, "My daughter-in-law is not filial, my life is suffering." A young man stormed out of a bookstore. The shop owner's attitude was terrible. These people all made the same decision, allowing others to control their emotions. When you let others command your spirit, you become a victim capable only of blaming and resenting. When you blame others, you send the message, I am miserable because of you, and you hand someone else the responsibility of making you happy. Meanwhile, someone who holds their own key to happiness does not wait for others to make them happy. Instead, they bring joy to others. They take responsibility, avoid blaming, master their emotions, and create their own happiness. Where is your key to happiness? Is it in someone else's hands? Retrieve it quickly. Sometimes we search endlessly for our keys. While they are right there, we simply didn't notice. Sit down, be still, and recognize the sunlight behind the drifting clouds. Some people constantly fear or envy who you are and what you have. Others have no desire, no ambition, no motivation to try new things. They don't know how to change or don't want to. They will refuse your efforts to help them change their thinking or lifestyle. If you keep such people in your life, you may wither along with your dreams, talents, and gifts. Decide that your life matters. Your dreams and goals are important. You cannot allow others to compromise or steal them. It takes courage to create a different life and walk away from those who don't help you grow. You know who they are. Be brave enough to do what is needed to elevate yourself. Don't hesitate. Deserve better. There are 3 essential keys in life: accept, change, and walk away. If you cannot accept, then change. If you cannot change, then walk away. Optimists use smiles to mask misfortune. Pessimists only blame and forget the joy of being alive. Don't keep asking others why. Instead, ask yourself whether you have the right. People are good to you because you are good to them, or because you mean something to them. Don't expect everyone to understand you. Everyone has their own preferences and concerns. It is enough that you understand what you are doing and what you are striving for. A seasoned teacher, tired of a trainee's constant complaints, decided to teach him a lesson. One morning, he told him to bring some salt. When he returned, the teacher told him to put a handful of salt into a glass of water and drink it. How does it taste? Bitter and salty. The teacher laughed and said, "Now take the same handful of salt and throw it into the lake." At the lake, he emptied the salt. The teacher told him to drink from the lake. It has no taste. Is it salty? No, the teacher said. Life's suffering is like salt, no more, no less. The amount of suffering does not change, but the bitterness you taste depends on where you place it. Don't be the glass. Be the lake. In this world, no road is perfectly smooth. There are always bends. You must cross them and move forward. These twists exist not to defeat you, but to sharpen your resilience. No matter how many silent tears fell last night, when the sun rises, the city is still bustling. Believe that hardship will pass. When exhausted, comfort yourself. Without someone to worry for you, you must be stronger. Without encouragement, you must lift yourself. Without admiration, you still must remain fragrant and presentable, even when discouraged. Don't give up, because the issue is not the job, it is yourself. Cherish your decisions. Do not complain in hardship. Everyone has their own burdens and cannot help you forever. Be strong. Enjoy what you are doing. Even if criticized, don't be pessimistic. No one is born perfect. Perfection is built through effort. Look at the grass beneath your feet, the flowers along the road, the leaves on the trees. Small lives, yet full of beauty. When you have time, admire vast mountains and rivers to ease your mind. Don't be too harsh with everything around you. All things exist for a reason, even when life is hard and tiring. Don't lose confidence because beautiful things lie ahead of you. The more life a person has lived, the calmer and simpler they become. The more shallow a person is, the more easily angered they are. A truly strong person is not someone who never sheds tears, but someone who can swallow them quietly and keep moving forward. Be patient. Stay persistent. Even when hope is not yet visible, trust yourself. Sometimes you must carry a burden heavier than what seems possible. And only after trying will you realize how extraordinary your abilities truly are, far beyond what you imagined. Life's journey is never entirely smooth, so learn to accept it and learn to smile. Very few things in this world go exactly as we wish. If you are the author of your own life, there is no need to write a story filled with suffering. Do not stand far away, waiting for life, while fear and worry surround you. Step forward with courage. The direction you seek will reveal itself. When we recognize how brief life is, when we understand that no matter how much wealth we accumulate, we cannot take any of it with us when we die, we begin to calculate less. Our hearts relax. We begin to enjoy life, to share, to give love, and to care for others. Then we realize life is not simply about accumulating possessions. We become more generous, more willing to bring happiness to others. And bringing happiness to others is what makes life meaningful and beautiful. That is what truly matters. Love and compassion can sprout and bloom within us, just like a tree covered in beautiful flowers. We can become good human beings, kind, gentle, and loving, treating others with a sincere heart, regardless of race, religion, or social status. When that happens, our lives brighten, and we can finally say that we are truly happy. Whether we worry or not, all of us will grow old and die. So would it not be better to grow old without worry? Happiness is simply the absence of constant fear. Worry shortens life, weakens the body, and brings an early death. Thinking this way helps us release our anxieties and live more peacefully. Joy and sorrow turn in cycles, endlessly. Why rush? Why struggle, when all things are as fleeting as drifting clouds? At the edge of time, life continues to move, and when we return to ourselves, we find the simple joy within. What are we searching for in this life? The answer is peace. Keep your soul young, like a child seeing the world with clear, untroubled eyes. You may understand the hearts of people, yet still, your own heart will feel joy and sadness. Live simply, like a blade of grass. Leave behind all calculations of gain and loss. 100 years from now, everything fades. Life is like dew resting on the fragile wings of a dragonfly. People remain the same, lost in gain and loss, chasing fading beauty. Sit still and return to what is true. Let the world pour its sweetness upon you and stay calm. When your eyes open gently to life and your heart is quiet, even winter can feel like spring. When you hold everything but feel heavy inside, what meaning does happiness truly have? Remember to smile each morning. Let the sunlight warm your heart. Love others even if no one notices. Flowers bloom from within, even in the midst of impermanence. Sometimes life feels unfair, because you give so much and receive so little. But in truth, giving itself is receiving the invisible joy that cannot be touched, but is always there. Sometimes you wonder why you are always ready to comfort others when they are sad. Yet when you are sad, no one seems to be there for you. There is no unfairness. You will receive, sooner or later, all of us, simply by living owe something to one another. Giving and receiving are cycles of repayment. When you give something good, you gain peace in your heart. True giving expects nothing in return. The more you calculate, the more troubled you become. In love, we either receive happiness or receive disappointment and pain. Even knowing this, still choose to give, because giving is also a way of loving yourself. You merge with the flow of life, where there is no true death. For every ending is also the beginning of new life. If I could live once more, I would sit quietly by a small river in my hometown at dusk, watching the water flow past the village, seeing my reflection in the stream. I would listen to the rice singing along the dike. If I could live again, I would walk with a dear friend through city streets after the rain, find a quiet corner amid the hurried world, and watch the evening fall with the echo of temple bells, if possible. Let the river of life carry me backward, returning me to the days of youth. I would live the present lightly, without chains, without chasing illusions. If I could live another time, I would smile at my private pain, bow before lives burdened by suffering, and let compassion soften their sorrow. If possible, let me begin life again. Though human life is limited, my heart feels as if it holds 1,000 years within it. May life grant me the chance to open a path of kindness, to see the world clearly without rushing to judge, to understand and to love. And may that love continue without end. If life were truly unbearable, you would have no time left to complain. If living were truly exhausting, you would have no strength to hold resentment. It is only because things have not reached their worst that you still have the mood to blame and sigh. Wherever you are, at any moment, remember that you live for yourself. Whatever you do, as long as your conscience is clear and your duty is fulfilled, that is enough. Destiny grows from the heart. When you choose a path, you are choosing your fate. Do not dwell too much on the past. Live fully in the present and look toward the future. When storms come, simply remind yourself, once you pass through the rain and thunder, the sun will appear again. Do not sigh and lament in front of others. They will not truly care. Some things, when set down, become lighter. Some people, when remembered, bring happiness. Some pains, once understood, make you stronger. Worrying too much traps you in circles. Even simple matters become complicated if you think about them endlessly. Keep a calm mind. Keep an open heart. Everything will pass. There are only two things in life you cannot avoid: moving forward and stopping. Are you doing both with a positive state of mind? A positive mind is the best companion, keeping us joyful and healthy, with those near and far. If fate brings interactions, then give generously to maintain a good relationship. If you never light incense on ordinary days, clinging to the Buddha's feet in urgent times is useless. Accumulate human kindness the way you save money in a bank. The more you deposit, the longer it stays, the greater the interest it yields. When something happens, do not be hot-tempered. Do not rush to conclusions. Especially when angry, try standing in different positions to understand the matter. Turn big problems into small ones. Turn small problems into nothing. The more complicated the matter, the more gently it should be solved. Do not turn simple things into chaos. Learn to know what is enough. Most sorrow comes from meaningless comparison. The opponent who angers you is the opponent you have not yet surpassed. Looking back at the person who insults you is unnecessary. It is like being bitten by a mad dog would. You bite it back just to feel satisfied. Do not let malicious words occupy your heart. Do not treat work as a burden. Instead of complaining, face it with joy and positivity. When you see work as life, as art, you will discover the joy it brings. To live one more day is a blessing. Treasure it. Life lasts only a few decades. Do not do things that will make you regret. The sun rises and sets. Sadness is one day, joy is also one day. Do not trouble yourself with pointless gossip. Only then can life be peaceful. A 92-year-old lady, small and neat, would dress elegantly before 8 a.m. every morning, hair curled, makeup carefully done even, though she could barely see. She moved into a nursing home after her husband of 70 years passed away. She waited for hours but remained patient. When told that her room was ready, she smiled like a child receiving a new gift. When I explained the layout of her room, she immediately said, "I love it," even though she had not yet seen it. I asked how she knew. She replied, "Happiness is something we decide before it arrives. Whether I like it or not doesn't depend on the furniture. It's already in my mind. I have decided to like it. Each morning I have a choice: to stay in bed and complain about the parts of my body that no longer work, or to get up and be grateful for the parts that still do. Each day is a gift. As long as I have not closed my eyes forever, I still choose to focus on what is good. Old age is like a bank account. You withdraw from what you have deposited. So put as much happiness as you can into the memory bank." Then she added, "Keep your heart free from hatred. Keep your mind free from worry. Live simply, give more, expect less. In life, many things do not need to go your way to still be good. The sun will not refuse to rise tomorrow because you are unhappy. The moon will not refuse to shine because you complain. Closing your eyes does not make the world dark. Opening your eyes does not guarantee the light belongs to you in this world. There may be axes that are not sharp enough, but there is no tree that cannot be cut. Work is only difficult when we have not found the right method. Nothing is impossible if you truly want it. If you do not want it, you will always find an excuse. Life is like a glass of water, hot or cold. It is drinkable when the temperature is right. Sweet, bitter, or spicy, if it suits your taste, it is delicious. Music fast or slow, if it suits your ear, it is beautiful. The 4 seasons, spring, summer, autumn, winter, are beautiful when they match your mood. Everything, when suitable to your nature, becomes happiness. Once you accept this, life becomes peaceful. People often judge by appearance before considering character. Many value money more than emotions or the happiness of others. The person you love most may be the very person who hurts you deeply. Friendships are fragile when things are joyful. You cannot tell who is true. Only in hardship does truth appear. Throughout life, it is rare to meet someone who loves you forever, as parents do. A little kindness shared, others are happy, and you also feel joy. A little patience, your heart becomes as wide as the sea. A little forgiveness, and tomorrow you can still sit together as brothers. A little sincerity and suffering stays behind you. Here are sorrows you must see clearly to overcome. Inability to overcome failure. Failure is normal. Those who succeed have often fallen the most. The important thing is standing up again. Do not lie there waiting for someone to pull you up. Your life you must decide for yourself. Inability to see yourself clearly. Many think they understand themselves, yet the opposite is true. Not seeing yourself trapped in cycles, not seeing the wounds after battles, not seeing the quiet place after chaos. This is one of life's greatest pains. regretting the past. Living forever in regret brings restlessness. What has passed good or bad ease like rain? It falls, then it stops. Clinging to it only casts shadows over the present and future. Inability to let go. Holding on to people and things that have gone, holding on to guilt and self-blame, is like carrying stones on a long journey. Letting go is not abandoning the physical, it is releasing sorrow. Without letting go, the heart becomes poisoned. Letting go brings you back to your pure nature. Life is not inherently suffering. We create suffering for ourselves. Life is like a book. Some pages sad, some pages joyful, some filled with pain, some filled with happiness. Turn a new page each day with courage. If every page were the same, how could it be called life? Only through hardship do we learn to cherish happiness. Meetings and partings are all destined. Living peacefully by following fate is the best way. In childhood, happiness is simple. As adults, living simply becomes happiness. To come into this world without regret, do good and love what is good. Goodness always brings happiness to yourself and others. People often feel excited when they are close to happiness, but become anxious when they finally have it. Nothing is absolute. Everything balances itself. More blessings bring more responsibility. Life is like the sun, bright at times, dim at others. In the end, life contains only 2.5 minutes. 1 minute to smile, 1 minute to sigh, and half a minute to love. Life is neither long nor short. Cherish what deserves to be kept. Let go of what needs to be released. Do not trust your eyes too much. Sometimes they only show what you want to see, while what you dislike has already been pushed out of sight. We think we control our lives, but forget that life requires many others to cooperate with us, no matter how difficult today is. Believe that yesterday cannot return, and tomorrow will surely come. Do not cry for the past. Do not fear the future. Do not waste the new moments given to you. Live today wisely, and the flowers of happiness will bloom. In the end, through all the uncertainties of life, we come to understand that strength is not about never shedding tears, but about knowing how to wipe them away and keep walking. Every pain we taste, every disappointment we rise from, quietly shapes our hearts, making them stronger, more forgiving, and more wise. Life is not long. It passes in the blink of an eye, yet we insist on carrying so many unnecessary burdens, weighing down our hearts with things that no longer matter. Only when we pause, breathe deeply, and stand still for a moment do we realize that life was never too heavy, only that we held on to too much, like a lake stirred into murkiness. All it takes is a moment of stillness for the mud to settle and the water to grow clear again. Our minds are the same. The more we struggle, the more tangled they become. The more we grow quiet, the more clarity appears. Every anger, every comparison, every misplaced expectation is only a passing cloud. It comes, it goes, and what remains is either peace or unrest, something entirely within our choosing. When we release what must be released and hold what must be held, the road ahead becomes wider, the heart becomes lighter, and life becomes far more gentle than one day. We understand that true happiness has never depended on how others treat us, but on how we face the world. We cannot expect everyone to understand us or love us, but we can offer ourselves peace, respect, and kindness. When we live honestly and kindly, when we harm no one, even if life is harsh, our hearts remain calm. And when we are grateful for small things, when we smile at challenges, When we rise after each fall, life naturally softens. Live like the morning sunlight, quiet but warm. Live like a flower, never competing, yet still fragrant. Live like flowing water, knowing when to rush, when to rest, without ever losing your direction. Happiness does not need to be grand. It only needs to be real. Peace does not need to be searched for. It only needs to be awakened within. In this life, the most precious thing is not fame, wealth, or praise, but the simple ability to lie down each night with a light heart, holding no resentment toward anyone, no blame toward ourselves, and no regret for what was left undone. And if today your heart feels tired, remember this: everything will pass. No storm lasts forever. No sadness remains without end. As long as you keep moving, tomorrow still holds hope. As long as kindness remains in your heart, the world will still have its light. We have come into this vast world not to hurt one another, but to learn how to love, how to understand, how to forgive, and how to let go. If these words reach you, give yourself a small smile. Send a blessing to someone you love, and even to someone you have never met. Share this gentle peace with one more person, just as lighting one candle never dims another, but brightens the entire world. And if you wish to continue the journey of finding inner calm, walk with me, so that each day we may learn to live more deeply, more lightly, and more beautifully. For in this human life, the most precious thing is not where we go, but whether our hearts are at peace. Everything else is simply the journey.